You know, beautiful people, there's something extra special about this unbelievable 154-pound WBC championship fight. Keith one-time Thurman, listen, what a legend. I'm a believer in whatever Keith Thurman says. The man is so convincing, but he's going up against an absolute nightmare, the Towering Inferno, one of my favorite fighters, Sebastian Fundora. Let's break down this unbelievable fight, guys. Let me talk about the underdog first. Keith one-time Thurman, listen. Keith Thurman is the closest thing to being undefeated without actually being undefeated, guys. I mean, yes, the man does have one loss to Manny Pacquiao, but if someone comes up to me and tells me, hey, I thought that Keith Thurman won the fight, I would have been like, listen, I completely get it. It was such a close fight. And not just that, you know, I love Manny. If you watch my videos, you know that Manny Pacquiao is one of my favorite fighters ever. But there was no drug testing for that fight, beautiful people. So all I'm saying is this. Keith Thurman is powerful, is still youthful, and he's preserved. And he is ready to shock the world and become a champion. But will it actually happen? We don't know. That's why we're all going to tune in on Saturday night, Sunday morning here. Now, Keith Thurman, let's talk about his last fight versus Brock Jarvis, beautiful people. Listen. The way that he set up the knockout, it all started with the left hook to the body. And Keith Thurman threw and landed that body shot with his left hook while circling to his right. When do we ever see someone land a powerful, not just any left hook, a powerful left hook while moving to the right? Right then and there, I was like, oh my God, Keith Thurman is the real deal. And listen, I wasn't, I was very young when Keith Thurman, was in his prime, beating Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, and all these guys. So I didn't really know much about Keith Thurman. But now, the more I watch the man leading up to this fight, the more I appreciate him. His IQ, his power, beautiful people. Listen, yes, he doesn't knock many people out at the elite level, but power is undeniable. He didn't knock out Sean Porter. Who knocks out Sean Porter? Barely ever gets stopped. I mean, once by Crawford. Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia in his prime, Iron Chin, never ever been dropped in his prime. Manny Pacquiao, listen, he was possessed that night. So when you talk about Keith Thurman not being able to knock out these elite guys, who knocks them out? Barely. They ever get hurt. But one thing is for sure, they all say the same thing. Keith Thurman's power is something else. And you can tell. The man is so violent. There's so much ferocity. There's so much power. And, listen, the man does have power. Make no mistake. He is inactive. The man barely fights. I believe like 2-3 fights in like the past 6-7 years. That is absolutely insane. But you can always look at the positives in whatever situation. What can we take from Keith Thurman not being active as a positive? Well, the man is preserved. The man is preserved, guys, and he never takes any punishment. The only fight where he actually took punishment was against Manny Pacquiao, but he dished back that punishment, beautiful people. And his chin is amazing. His, defense is excellent. His footwork is, listen, Keith Thurman is elite. That's all I'm saying. But I promise you guys, he's going up against Fundora, Sebastian Fundora, 6'7" nearly. Listen, just imagine this, guys. Imagine Keith Thurman, when he received the contract, he goes like, okay, I'm going to sign this contract. This guy, 10 years younger than me. Imagine signing a contract to fight someone 10 years younger than you. Deadly power in both hands, nearly 6'7". Unbelievable arm reach, can fight on the outside but even more dangerous on the inside. Got an unbelievable chin, and to make matters worse, who's a southpaw, beautiful people. That is the type of problem that you are dealing with when you're going up against the Towering Inferno, the man with the most badass name in boxing, Sebastian Fundora. Now, Sebastian Fundora is unbelievable, guys. The man is absolutely unbelievable. Silent assassin is the fitting description for Fundora. Deadly uppercuts, crazy jab, non-stop pressure, non-stop volume, can box you on the outside and can take your lights out on the inside even. Does the man have the best defense? No. And that is his biggest flaw. But, I mean, yes, you're gonna hit him. But will you knock him out? I mean, Mendoza did it. Lubin dropped him before he changed his facial structure and ended his career. Any man can be knocked out, but make no mistake, Sebastian Fundora got an iron chin, guys. And that last fight versus Tim Tszyu, the rematch, Sebastian showed me something in that fight. I mean, my jaw dropped in the first round when he dropped Tim Tszyu. And yes, you can make the case that Tim Tszyu was shot, but still, my God, that was a statement, guys. That was an unbelievable statement by Fundora. I mean, he took punishment in the fight, but the first and second Tim Tszyu fight were completely different. The first one, he was gun shy, coming off of the longest layoff of his career, and his first, not just loss, but knockout loss. Came back straight into a unification bout. 2 belts were on the line, WBO, WBC, versus Tim Tszyu the first time. Short notice for Tim Tszyu, and boxed him on the outside. And I was like, that if Sebastian Fundora is gonna continue his career like that, then it's right to say that he's shot, because he looked so terrified to get hit clean in that first Tim fight. But then came back versus Cordell Booker, destroyed him. But that rematch, the reason why I didn't know who's gonna win the rematch was because I was like, listen, if Fundora is going to keep on boxing on the outside, it's only a matter of time before he gets knocked out. Because the man doesn't have the best vision, guys. The man is like kind of blind. Did you see how thick his glasses are? Did you see the machine challenge, the reaction time? I mean, the man can barely see. But he put all those questions to rest. Stepped up, stepped out, and showed out. And knocked out Tim Tszyu, made him quit, dropped him in the first round, gave him some unbelievable punishment, and took some punishment, but Tim Tszyu waved the white flag in the corner. He made him quit. Tim can say whatever he wants. He can say, I was concussed, I didn't know where I was, but he quit because he didn't want to deal any longer with the Towering Inferno, Sebastian Fundora. Now, who's going to win this fight? Listen, both men can win this fight, guys. You gotta favor Fundora, the more active, even though he's not the most active fighter in the world, but he's definitely way more active than Keith Thurman. And not just that. He's way younger, way taller, but Keith Thurman got more power than Fundora. Keith Thurman got the better IQ than Fundora. Keith Thurman got better feet than Fundora. And Keith Thurman, you can definitely say that he has the better chin. We have never seen Keith Thurman hurt with a headshot. I mean, yes, versus Jose Cito Lopez, he was kind of wobbled, but we have never really seen Keith Thurman ever get laid out like Fundora did versus Brian Mendoza, the co-headliner on this card. Funny how things work. Keith Thurman's keys to victory, guys. He gotta be on the move. He gotta pick his spots. He cannot stay on the inside with Fundora, even though he's shorter. And you might think that it will suit him to stay on the inside, but I don't agree, guys. I think that Keith Thurman should stay on the outside. Movement, head movement, footwork. And every now and then, he needs to plant his feet and dive into the fire and throw those haymakers. And pray to God that he can knock out Fundora. But, I believe, if he lands, a few bombs every round, he can win a decision. But I feel like his only path to victory is by knockout. And, if he's tough enough, Fundora can either knock him out or decision him. I know that sounds crazy, but trust me guys, I have literally watched every single fight available on Fundora and on Thurman leading up to making this video. You know, Fundora, he got many ways to win. He can box you on the outside, but I don't think he can do that versus Thurman, because Thurman got way more power than Tim Tszyu. Especially in that first fight, you can't replicate that game plan. Tszyu doesn't have feet, Thurman does. So, I believe Fundora's right game plan to not just beat but knock out Keith Thurman is simple: pressure. Pressure breaks fights, guys. When have we ever seen Keith Thurman fight on the back foot for the entirety of the fight? Keith Thurman pressures, backs off, pressures. He mixes things up so well. That is why he is a legend. But I don't think he can pressure Sebastian Fundora, guys. I think he can stand and bang with him in the pocket in spots, but I don't think he can put Fundora on the back foot unless he hurts him. And can he hurt him? Absolutely, guys, absolutely. So, you know, all I'm saying is this. I just had to check if I'm still recording. You know, all I'm saying is this, guys. I'm gonna make a prediction video next. But this is such a hard fight to predict. This is such a hard fight to predict. Both men are absolutely unbelievable. And I believe, win, lose or draw, Sebastian Fundora will always be a nightmare for anyone. And I believe, if Keith Thurman win, lose or draw, he is still a problem for anyone in the division also. That is how crazy this fight is. Bring on Saturday night.